Good afternoon, fans, Yankee fans abroad. How's everybody doing on a dreary, yucky Thursday afternoon here in New York City? Joe, with you. How's everybody doing? I'm not used to being here for lunch. We're usually doing breakfast, but today, on a special occasion, we're doing lunch. So I hope everybody's doing well, and thank you for joining us on a very special Yankee Mania, as we're going to be welcoming in Tony Gwynn Jr. To the show in about a minute. I just wanted to mention everybody, please, if you have questions, put it in the chat, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Time is a little bit limited today, guys, so we're going to go actually right to it. I don't want to do too much talking. Just please like the program, everyone. And this World Series is a little crazy. We're going to ask Tony's opinion on it. So let's get right to it. And let's bring up the star of the show, Tony Gwynn Jr. Look at you. How you doing? Welcome to NYMania, Tony.
Thank you, Joe, for having me. Glad to be with you today.
Well, Tony, first of all, how are you doing? How's your family? And what's cooking that way?
Family's good. Unlike where you're at, it's a beautiful day here in San Diego. I'm not trying to rub it in or anything, but
thanks a lot. It's cold. I got aches and pains, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, it'll get better. It'll get better, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would hope so.
It's certainly. In terms of my family, everybody's doing well. I have 4 children, 3 girls. My youngest is a boy, and everybody's healthy, which is all I can ask for.
Do you you guys have always lived in San Diego, I assume, right?
Yes. I've been here my whole life.
Cool. Which is what, 50? What are you, 18 now? 19 years old?
If only that were true, Joe. Listen,
you look like you're ready to play for the New York Yankees, so we wouldn't mind you.
I appreciate that. I certainly might look like I could still play, but the body says otherwise.
Yeah, tell me about it. Today, when it rains like this, I have aches and pains. I want to throw myself out the window sometimes. But, but Tony, first of all, again, thank you so much for taking a little time for us. So tell us about the journey. I know a lot of people are asking me, please ask them. Well, number one, that we were so happy that you were a ball player, of course, but what was it like growing up and having a father that was an incredible ball player, one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen in my lifetime? And tell me about your journey, please.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my dad obviously was pretty well known for how he handled the bat, but when he was at home, he was just dad. He wasn't Tony Gwynn, the baseball player. So a lot of my experience early on was just him being a dad that when the season wasn't around, he was certainly hands-on. But as I started to get closer to the game of baseball, right around the age of 9, I started to see the world in which my dad was in outside of being my dad. You start to kind of have an understanding of who he is. As you know, I start to go to school and kids are asking me about, being Tony Gwynn's son. And for a while, it didn't register like that there was a difference between my dad and, whoever, some of my friends were at the time. But getting access to that kind of environment, really from the age 9 until I was an 18-year-old and I went off to college, was kind of like the most life lessons you can get being in a big league locker room, and kind of learning that although I viewed baseball as a game, it was very much a way of life for a lot of those guys in there. I mean, they loved that game, and it was a way that they took care of their family. So I got an early education on how to respect the game and why it was important that at my age that you did a lot of listening and less talking.
Yeah, I could imagine. Well, when did you get the itch that it was like, hey, Pops, or if you call them Dad, Pops, a lot of people, everybody,
Yeah.
I can do this. Maybe not as good as you, maybe better than you, but I can do this. When did that hit your head, and what made you really feel you could be one of the 725 players?
It was gradual. I wasn't the most confident. I wanted to play basketball, so baseball was secondary until about my junior year of high school. I happened to play in a league that was very talented. I think that in my senior year there were, I think, 4 first-round picks just out of our league alone that year. And so I was cutting my teeth as a junior against some of the best competition in the nation. And although baseball at the time was secondary, I went out and I had a good season. And then you start to get invites to some of these showcases. I went out, I did well there. And it was really the first, around the age of 16 is the first year that I actually started, putting some work in baseball wise. And once I did it, I saw how fast I improved and how natural it was to me. But that was probably the first time that I thought, okay, maybe baseball is going to be the route I need to take.
Okay, now, so basically, your journey started with the Milwaukee Brewers. Tell us a little bit about that.
In 2003, I was drafted in second round to the Brewers, and I think for a young kid that's kind of like the ideal situation. Milwaukee was a rebuilding organization. I was going to have a chance if I did my part to kind of move through the system and get to the ultimate prize, which is to be a big leaguer. And my first half season, I was in Beloit, Wisconsin. It was like, one of the first times I've really been away from home, and I did well. My first half season, I hit about 280, and was able to kind of impress enough to where in my first full season they sent me straight to Double A, and there was the first time I actually struggled baseball wise. I had about 650 plate appearances, so I'm playing every day, trying to figure out the Double A level. Alongside the likes of Prince Fielder and Ricky Weeks on that team, and
Oh
it was
yeah.
tough. It was tough. It was one of the first times I ever really struggled in the game of baseball. And so,
Wow.
from there, it was, I spent an extra year in Double A. I went to Triple A in '06, got off to a great start, and by July, I have reached the big leagues with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, that is off. That's awesome. One thing, you have a question here from Bob Rizzo. He says, Tony, thank you so much for coming on. We love listening to you here because there's a whole bunch of guests coming up. But you're the first one with a Hall of Fame dad. What I really would like to ask you is, what was it like if he did not get a hit in one particular game and he came home? Was he one of these that would be very upset, or would it be like, okay, what kind of games do we want to play with the kids today?
I wouldn't say he was one that was really upset. He was tough on himself. I mean, it didn't necessarily take a hitless day to do it. If he found a way to get 2 hits, but he didn't feel like his swing was right, um, he would. One of the things he would do, he'd get in the car, and if it was me and him, most likely or if it was my mom in the front seat, he'd just turn and be like, I suck. I got to figure this out. Mind you, he's hitting, 300, whatever he's hitting at the time. But he was tough on himself. But he wasn't a dude that came home very angry. But he also wasn't necessarily looking to play a whole bunch of board games with my sister and I. It was just kind of let him settle back into the night, and do it all again the next day.
Wow. Okay. A question from Teresa. She said, out of the 4 teams that you played with, which one did you have the most fun?
Most fun was probably the Milwaukee. I mean, I didn't get to play as much as I would have liked there versus some of the other stops I had, but to be on the same team with some of your best friends, that makes it fun. Like getting out there for stretch and you know having a good time during those periods and winning. I mean, in 2008, we were the first Brewer team since the '82 team to get to the postseason, and although we lost in the to the Phillies in that year, who ended up winning it all, that was probably the funnest year I've had playing baseball.
Now you were in the old Milwaukee was that Full County Stadium, correct?
No, no, I miss County Stadium. I got Miller Park pretty much
Miller,
as it
oh,
opened.
you did have Mc. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't realize. Wow, time flies. I didn't realize that Miller Park was already opened, and wow, I thought it was a little newer than that. Well, not that it's old, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
early 2000s, I believe it was open.
Gotcha. Got you. Okay. Now, what about playing with it also one of the teams you also played with was the Los Angeles Dodgers. What was it like playing out there?
It was awesome. That's a first class organization. Um, I spent 3 seasons there, and I caught the end of the McCourt ownership where there was some kind of turmoil there. And I
Right.
caught the beginning of the Magic Johnson group that kind of took over and talk about night and day and how an organization is run. Um, it happened like in warp speed too. We went from a team that, because of the kind of challenges the ownership was having, um, not spending any money, to the following season going out and making a huge trade. I think they traded for Adrian Gonzalez and Beckett, kind of bring over that kind of kick started the Dodgers that we see today. But I had a great time. I mean, to be able to spend some time with some of the Dodger greats, Don Newcomb comes to mind. Got to spend a lot of time with him. That was one of my better experiences as well.
How about Sandy Koufax?
I got a chance to meet Sandy as well. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to be in one of those type of organizations, a la Yankees, a la the Dodgers, um, if you want to be around some of the greatest to ever do it. And um, especially in that organization, they got quite a few.
Yes. Now you got a question here from Kevin. Kevin asks, out of the four managers at least, who did you like the most, and who was more of a manager father figure to you or to the club?
It's a great question. I would say honestly, I liked all four of my managers. Now, in terms of who I thought did a better job or was more prepared, I'll just say this: I think Buddy Black was probably my favorite of the four. Um,
Wow.
he gave me my first real opportunity to play when I got traded to San Diego, and I just think he understood how to use my skill set, I would say, as well. And so, you combine those two things together, getting a chance to play every day, which is what every player wants, and a guy that understands your skill set. I would say he was probably the best. I also enjoyed Don Mattingly. I got him in his first full season as a manager, and I
Right.
got Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg in his first year as a manager in Philly. And those are different experiences. Bud Black was already a seasoned manager by the time I got to him. When it's your first year as a manager, things are happening super fast. And I experienced that with both Don and Ryan Sandberg. But I would say Bud Black's probably my favorite. I'd say Don Madden is probably right there as well.
Let me ask you something. With the way baseball is today, and when it was even a few years before with you playing, what do you see the difference is? Is there a difference? I'm pretty sure I'm going to know your answer and in depth. But is there a difference? And what do you like and what do you dislike of what you see as a former player?
There's definitely a difference. I think velocity and spin, even from when I finished playing, which was 2015, wasn't that long ago, uh, has taken another step forward. And so I think that's different in the game. Obviously, the analytics are pretty heavy in today's game, and really, I don't know that we can play the game without them, without the analytics. Now it's just a matter of information overload. Sometimes I think, but
Yes.
I would say spin, velocity are different, and I think the last thing that I think is different, and maybe starting to kind of revert backwards, is the hitting approach now versus what it was before. There's a lot more risk involved, which leads to a lot more strikeouts based on the approach. And listen, it's easier said than done when the velocity is what it is. But I think in order to have your best chance on a day in and day out version, it looks a little bit like what we're seeing right now from the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yes. They're complete. They are totally they're actually both complete, but the Blue Jays, I mean, this year they don't have a like an opening in hell. I mean, it's just one after another. You've got people like Clement and Vaso, and the list just goes on and on. They may not be superstars, but
No, they're grinding.
they grind, and I was telling a buddy just the other day, if I see another foul ball, I just might pull every hair out of my head. I can't. I am so sick of a foul ball, Tony. You have no idea. I can't take it.
But you know what? That's part of why they're so effective, though. It's because they're taking their best pitch and fouling that bad boy off, and it's putting more pressure on the pitcher to make another good pitch. And even when they're making good pitches, in some of these cases, Toronto is finding a way to move the ball forward, and ultimately they're doing it a little bit better than the Dodgers are doing it right now.
One other question. Do you believe that there's going to be a strike after next year's World Series? What are your thoughts on that? And that's coming from Maria.
I hope not, but there's a lot of banter happening right now, and that's not, that's kind of normal this time of the collective bargaining agreement process, right? As you get within a year, you start to hear talks of a lockout. Each side is kind of throwing a lob in there to kind of move the media one way or another. I think there will be one. I'm not sure it's going to be that long. The idea that, at least from what we're hearing, the idea is that the owners want a salary cap. That in order for them to get that, I believe they would have to shut things down for a long period of time. And there we've seen the reports about the turnstiles being, the attendance being up across the board. Baseball's making more money than it's probably ever made. Do they really run a risk running people away in order to get that salary cap? And I would say most of the owners do not want to go down that path.
No, because that's their income, that's their baby. Most of them, anyway. I mean, you get like the Dodgers owner, even the Yankee owner, the Met owner. They're all, they probably can't survive it.
They're also the ones, though, that probably have to pay more money to the teams below that aren't spending enough. So they probably are more likely to be happy, certainly with the way things are right now.
Yeah, but Tony, if you really think about it, there is a salary cap, because when you go to the quote unquote the Cohen threshold, you're going to pay a hefty tax.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, realistically and unrealistically, there is a cap, in my opinion. I mean, it's just not said, I guess, to make the ball players feel better, to make the agents feel better.
Right.
But to me, it's the Cohen tap
Right.
of the, the owner of the Mets. And that's what they keep saying. So, I mean, Hal Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, he always said, I don't understand why I need a $300 million payroll to win a world championship. But it's the sign of the times.
Right.
What are you going to do? There's really not much he can do.
I have to admit, I am biased somewhat just based on how I was raised. I was raised by a ball player that actually, was locked out and was a part of the strike in order to get things to where they are today. So, to me, it always boils down to each owner being able to balance their checkbook. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. You got to find smart ways. We've seen Tampa, we've seen some of these other teams find ways to be productive, even when they're not spending a ton of money. And again, we get it seems like a new champion every year. The Dodgers are threatening to be back to back, but that hadn't happened since the Yankees did it in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no question. Now, with the lockout, that's also a great question. This also is a great question. Now, your dad, of course, with being in the lockout, what was his everyday routine? Was he locked in the TV and radio? Was he working out? Was he driving you guys crazy? I mean, what's the sentiment of a ball player when you're locked out?
It's scary, for the large majority, it's scary. Oftentimes when we think of big league players, we're thinking of the superstars that make the millions and millions of dollars and have been doing that for a while. That's not the large majority of guys, and so for most guys, it's a scary time not knowing when your next paycheck is going to come in. And so for my dad, though, he was, for the routine, if I can remember correctly, it was 1994, so I was about 12. He'd have phone calls pretty much every day that he was on as new updates were happening. There was a kind of a dead period. I think they went and strike in August. And so there was nothing that happened from like August till we got to like November, at least from my recollection. But then I do start to remember phone calls happening and him having to participate in those, but also having to stay ready, right? I mean, you never know when it could end, and so he stayed ready in terms of getting his having his stroke right. And so for the most part, it's not a fun time for a lot of the players during those strikes and lockouts.
Yeah, I definitely could imagine. A couple more questions. We know that you're on a little time constraint, so let's go to Charles. What was your favorite baseball memory?
Oh, wow. In 2007, the I was in the big leagues with the Brewers. Padres needed, I think it was maybe the second to last game of the season. Padres needed to win it in order to clinch their spot in the playoffs.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And,
sure.
I came up with, I think it was first and second, and facing Trevor Hoffman, a guy I literally could call my uncle. I have grown up in a locker room right next to him, and I ended up tripling in that at bat, and I kind of ended up ruining the Padres' playoff hopes for the season because they would end up losing to Colorado in game 163. But that's probably one of my favorite big league moments.
Wendy asked Tony, how old were you when you played your first baseball game?
T-ball, so whatever age that is, 6, 7 years old, off the tee.
That's awesome. We before you go, we do have a little surprise for you, and I'm actually going to bring them up now. And that is Nathan.
Yo.
How you doing?
Nathan, how are you, sir?
What's up, Tony? How you been, my guy?
I'm good, my friend. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you for joining Joe's NYYankeeMania show. My team and I, we help him book all the guests for the show, so we've been helping him. So now you're added to the family. We booked him so many guests so far, and we got introduced to Joe like 2 months ago, and we already booked him a massive amount of guests on the show. You already know we're well connected in the business, and
Hey Joe, you got a good one on your team, man. He tracked me down for this one.
He doesn't mind reminding me. Believe me, I tell you. But when I ask for one favor, like some Indian delicacies, do you think I can get it? I'm going to finally in person meet him on November the 8th. If he dares to come to my home without any Indian delicacies, you know where you're going to find him. He's going to find them on the Brooklyn Bridge. I hope you know that. One favor I ask, and I can't.
All seriousness, no. But no, we love helping out Joe's show, and obviously Tony Gwynn is a great friend of mine, and I love working with Tony. And the first time I connected with Tony was like 4 years ago on my show, and ever since we've been in constant contact, and with all the athletes that we're connected with, it's truly amazing. And we like I said, we brought some high quality athletes on the show before, like Tom Gordon. We brought Tom Gordon on here, and we brought a lot of people. So you're added to the list. And Joe, Tony Gwynn Jr. is like a well respected man in the business, and he's truly one of the best when it comes to calling covering the Padres games, calling the Padres games, and also we're working with our other good friend Jesse Agler. Shout out to Jesse Agler; he's one of my good friends too. So you got the dynamic duo over there at San Diego. So,
well, you know what? Then if that's the case, Tony, if you would be kind, maybe next year with the Mets, let's say go against a team and you're off, or the Yankees. We would love it if you would come on. We just started doing play-by-play on the channel. And if you would come on, we've had Jason Michaels come on with us, the ex-Philly left fielder. And we would love it if you would come on, maybe do some play-by-play, take it away. You're the master, not me, but you're the master, and we would love that. Also would like to ask you one thing. During the winter meetings, we're going to go wall-to-wall coverage. And it would be great if you would come on and talk to us about what it's like in the winter meetings, and about players. Are they jumpy? They're not jumpy. What's it all about? And we would love for you to come back on the show anytime you want to come.
You never know. You might see Tony live in the winter meetings in person. So.
That would be great. That would be great.
Are you going to be there, Tony, in Orlando?
I won't be there this year.
Oh, okay.
But we would love to have you on either which way if you can spare a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see when we get closer to it. Let's check in with one another.
That would be great, Tony. I know you're pressed for a little time. Thank you so much. God bless you, your family, and all. And I just got to tell you one thing. Kudos to you, and God bless you for following in your dad's footsteps.
Yeah.
And that means the world to a lot of people. So thank you for, an enjoyable time you and your family gave to baseball fans.
I appreciate the kind words, Joe, and I appreciate you having me on.
You got it. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Hey, he's getting ready. Look, I like the shirt there, Tony.
Thank you very much.
But it's good to see you again.
You guys have a good day.
Yeah,
yes, the same to you and your family. Thank you. Well, Nathan, another gem.
Yep.
Another gem. How you doing, Nathan? What's going on?
Nothing. What's up? See, I told you guys we're well connected in the business. So,
well, we know that. That's for sure. And you better get those delicacies for me. That's all I got to say. No, I have a couple before, if you don't mind, we could stay on a couple more minutes, but there's so many rumors out there now. I don't know if you got to see, a couple of writers are saying, don't be too surprised if Bellinger and Grissom end up on the Mets.
Wow.
What do you feel about that?
Then that means we have a problem.
We do have a problem if that's the case.
The Mets. I mean, the Mets can spend on anything. So because of Steve Cohen. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't believe anything until everything happens. So let's just see what happens. It's all rumors right now. When baseball season's over, that's when everybody's going to start with the meetings and all the GM meetings, owners meetings.
Yes.
To figure out how much they're going to spend and how much money they're going to save. So let's see.
I would think that the Yankee organizational meetings, one way or the other, will be next week.
Yep.
Because the owner, I don't remember what comes first, the general managers meetings or the owners meetings. I think it's the owners.
I think the owners.
Yeah, I think the owners. I mean, sometimes we get some decent stuff out of that. It all depends. I mean, really, how things go with that. But I don't know. We'll see. Do you see any fight? Do you see any fight left in the Dodgers for tomorrow night's game? Or do you think it's over?
Here's the thing. So they're going back to Toronto, and Toronto has all the momentum right now. So if I was the Toronto Blue Jays, I would go for the killer to close out the series now tomorrow. But knowing obviously the Dodgers have to come out and play better, and because if they win, if they lose, they're gonna. I mean, if they don't win, they're out anyway. They're gonna lose. So I expect the Dodgers to come out strong here in Game 6 and put their best foot forward. Let's see. I think it should be a good Game 6 here. We will all love to see a Game 7, right? So Game 7 is the best thing out of all sports. So Dodgers pitching has not been good, Charles. I agree. And it's gonna be interesting what they do tomorrow when it comes to tomorrow is Glass now, right? No,
it's going to be their number one pitcher.
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto against their number one pitcher. Gosman.
Yeah, so I mean that's gonna be interesting to see. But Toronto fans are gonna be raucous tomorrow night. They're gonna be excited. So the Dodgers have to react to that. And they got to start doing better, putting runs, creating runs. Because offense has been stagnant lately against the Blue Jays pitching. So they got to do a better job of putting more runs on the board and giving the pitchers some length, and then also some a decent lead in this game. So let's see what happens if the Blue Jays score first and take. I think if the Blue Jays score first and if the Dodgers, if they take the energy out of the Dodgers, and I think it's over.
That's what I think. I think that it is going to be a problem. We'll see. We'll see how it all develops. But to me, I think the Blue Jays have it. Even if the Blue Jays lose tomorrow, I can't see them losing 2 games in a row in that ballpark this year. They're just unbelievable there. And listen, they won 2 out of 3 in L.A. Why wouldn't they win 1 in their home ballpark? The way they're playing and the fans are going to be absolutely out of their shirts tomorrow, I just don't see it. I don't see the Dodgers winning and repeating. I really don't. But like I say, like we all say, stranger things have happened. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Some programming notes, everyone.
Today, are you doing a roundtable discussion today or no?
Yeah, we're going to do a little roundtable at around 7:00 tonight, and and that leads into Ken the Ugly Truth. We'll have an open panel at 8:30, basically saying why aren't the Yankees here and why aren't they in the World Series? So that's going to be very interesting. So We will do a little bit of everything actually. What's coming up? We're going to talk about, and hopefully we can get a couple of the people in the chat to come up for a little bit. It won't be a 2-hour show. I can tell you that, guys. We're going to do like a half hour, 45 minutes tonight. So hopefully you guys can come and join us. If I don't have your phone number, please go to JoeYankees28 at gmail.com, JoeYankees28 at gmail.com. Please leave it there for me. We'll give you a call, and we'll just talk a couple of minutes and go over what, more or less. I'll give you the link, and we'll talk about, what you like to talk about. It's all for you. I'm bringing the show up for you guys.
Yep,
That's what I'm actually doing the show
for the fans. Yep.
I'm doing it for the fans tonight. I really wasn't going to go on, but as we're talking now and I'm talking with Nathan, I've definitely decided.
You're live at 8 o'clock tonight?
7 o'clock.
Okay, 8 o'clock.
7 o'clock here and 8:30 for Ken.
Okay. 8:30 for Ken? What do you mean? Oh.
He's doing the open panel.
Oh, the open panel. Okay.
So 7 o'clock for us, guys. We'll see you at 7.
Yep.
And we will do that. Now tomorrow morning we go back to coffee, bagels, and omelets and all that. And,
Happy Halloween tomorrow. Let's go.
Halloween. Here we go, baby. Halloween show. And then we'll do a in the nighttime at 10 o'clock. We have the WWE show. So a lot of stuff going on, guys. We really appreciate you guys being on. Some nice questions for Tony Gwynn Jr. If anybody missed the show, you can watch it at NYYankeeMania. Please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. So final thoughts, Nathan, before we end the stream?
Well, great job, Joe, with Tony Gwynn Jr. and great questions as always from the chat. My team and I were glad that we booked him for you guys, and we got more guests coming for you guys. To stay tuned. My team and I are still booking more guests, and please subscribe to Ken the Ugly Truth, Joe from NYYankeeMania, Evan, Chef Nick, George Swing the Fences, Johnny Salami. Please just continue subscribing and liking to our channels. Also, Nathan Sports Rush and our Job in the Mouth show. Please subscribe to that too, and hopefully it's a good game 6 tomorrow. And if if I were the Blue Jays, go for the killer. If not, then there'll be a game 7. So let's see what happens.
Well, you got it, and like I said, guys, Charles and Michael and Wendy, I know you'd like to come on. No problem. So we will see you at 7 o'clock, guys. You guys that want to come on, I will send you the link. But please email me if you want to. I can't guess that you want to come on. So you'll have all the way up to 6:30. Email me to say, Joe, I'm coming on, and leave your number. If you know I have your number, that's fine. If you're not sure, just leave it. You can't go wrong. But I need to hear from you guys by 6:30 because I don't like doing it during the show. It disrupts the show. Our trains of thoughts. It's just not the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. So by 6:30, I would appreciate that. And you'll already have the link. You come on, and we'll have a nice discussion on Yankees, whatever you'd like to talk about. You want to talk about Halloween? We'll talk about Halloween. I don't care. This show is for you. And of course, Victor.
What's up, Victor?
Victor from the Third Floor Podcast. Yes, Victor. That I'm sorry. I was just about thinking of you now. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you came on. Thank you. We will see you. We will see you later. You know I have your number, so it's no problem. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a nice show. This is going to be a family show. This is the family chat.
Yep.
Coming up. So a lot of people, I'm sure, will be listening. A lot of young adults. They love it gives them a chance to say, hey, wait a minute, if somebody's in the chat and I'm only 15, 16 years old, they don't have to be afraid to come up here and ask a question. Mm-hmm. They're all scared. So maybe by doing this, they will turn around. And I could say this right now because they're all in school right now, which is good. But what I'm saying is it makes them feel good that, hey, if that girl could come on, or that guy can come on, I can, and I have no problem bringing somebody up that's under 18 years old. I have no problem whatsoever doing that. I know some people don't do it. I don't mind. This is kids-friendly show. I'm sorry, Nathan.
What's up, Jason? Victor, subscribe to Victor's 3rd and 3 podcast. What's up, Jason? Everybody in the chat, welcome.
Yes, thank you, everyone, for
being here. If you guys missed the Tony Gwynn interview, please go check it out with Joe. Joe did a great job with him, and my team and I are glad that we can help him out with that. So also my team and I are booking more guests for the show, so stay tuned.
Yeah, and it should be a fun chat. Nathan, will you be kind enough to join me tonight?
Yes, send me the link, though.
I'm making it right now. See, that's what I mean. You guys, right? It was a spur of the moment. Nathan asked, and we did it. I wasn't going to do it, but you know what? You guys were so kind.
All right, let's not do it
at 2:00. You guys were so kind of coming on at 2:00.
Yep.
This is our gift to you. And also, we're working on a show for our membership members.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That'll be coming on very, very soon. And that's my way of saying thank you for really caring about the show and putting, making us feel great. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Please subscribe and press the like button. So we will see you in a few hours, everyone, at 7 p.m. Have a great day. Enjoy. And let's go Yankees. Stay healthy, everyone. Nathan, thank you so much for the guest. Mm-hmm. And a big, big, big hug to the team. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
You guys.